Hey everybody, it's Rob from Flailthroughs. This is Gundam Battle Operation 2, and thanks once again to Bandai Namco Entertainment America for giving me access to the Zeta Gundam 3A type, which is this week's mobile suit. It is a 650 general, usable in ground and space. Surprisingly has no compatibility. That's interesting because I guess a lot of transforming suits don't. I seem to recall somebody telling me the Zeta Plus A1 is one of the few that actually does. Melee priority 2, 15 seconds to respawn. Ballistic resistance 21. Sorry if I sound a little bit awkward. My stomach's kind of bugging me tonight. Beam resistance 22. Why I sound awkward the rest of the time, that's just for another day. Melee resistance 29. Range strength 30. Melee strength 35. Movement speed 130. High speed maneuver, so boosting speed 220, thruster gauge 80, and turning speed of 69. Close range 18 slots, medium range 20, long range 10. Okay, so let's take a look at the equipment. It has a Zeta Gundam 3A type beam rifle, 2100 damage per shot. 6 shots, 18-second reload, range 400 meters. Cooldown 5 seconds between shots. Beam weapon using E-Packs as ammo can stagger the enemy. Yeah, so it can stun. 3A type beam saber is just a beam saber. 2400 damage. Cooldown time 2.5 seconds between attacks. Let's see. Grenade launcher 4 rounds. Pretty sure that's what Zeta's has in it as well. And 10-second reload time, range 300 meters. Vulcans, they are Vulcans. Be specific, 60 rounds, 100 damage, 175 meter range. It has its own Hyper Mega Launcher. Interesting, it's a general for sure. 3,000 damage, it does charge, it takes 4 seconds to charge. I have a feeling you'll have to stand still to do it. And since the heat rate on a normal shot is 90%, betting it overheats when you charge it. 25 seconds between shots. Or 25 seconds overheat, so yeah, 25 seconds between charged shots. Range of 500 meters. Charging, I think, will give that a little bit of a boost. Hyper Mega Launcher that must stop to fire, but movement is possible while focusing. That's not bad. Normal and focused fire will penetrate MS for continuous damage. So yeah, it has piercing. And yeah, it is the 3A rifle also has the beam bayonet ability. That looks pretty good. 4,000 hit point shield. Let's set up the shortcuts. I usually have the beam bayonet over here. I'm going to put the Hyper Mega Launcher over here, and that's about all I have to do. Oh wait, it's not quite all I have to do. I have not looked at the weapons for Wave Rider mode. It has beam guns in the skirt armor, just like the standard Zeta. 300 per shot, 15% heat rate. Yeah, should be about the same, I'm thinking. Focus required to fire the transformed version of the Hyper Mega Launcher, but it does 3,500 damage and charges in 1.5 seconds. Focused fire causes the beam to explode. I'm wondering if that means it has splash damage like the Beam Magnum does. That would be interesting. And yeah, that's a good set of shortcuts. Okay, well, now, skills are Emergency Evasion System 1, so a dodge roll. Wing Special Cushioning, so if you get hit in the backpack area, I think, generally. 30% damage reduction. Anti-blast, so it doesn't get staggered by exploding mobile suits. Flight control, so being able to boost and jump in midair, and boost consumption is 50% lower. Balancer, so you can cancel out of jumps and boosts with melee. Ambac level 2, which interestingly is usually a thing that gets given to space compatible things for free, but this is not space compatible. It's kind of similar to Balancer in that if you're moving in the same direction you were just boosting, you will not have that little braking animation, and it gives you slightly better turning speed. Level 1 maneuver armor, so less stun reaction when hit by ranged attacks while boosting. Melee combo controller 1, so 2-hit melee. Okay, it has a level 2 aerial melee system. That's, I think that's new. Weapons supporting this skill can be used to execute melee attacks in midair when a set distance from the ground. Also, any melee attacks executed while the skill is activated increase in power by 30%. Not bad. Level 2 forced injector, so you can do, fancy boosting, change direction while boosting for less cost than forced injector 1. Shield tackle, so level 1, more damage dealt by tackling. That goes away if your shield is destroyed. Transformation, of course. Biosensor ability boost activates at 30% hit points, boosting attack, defense, and mobility. Nullifies all damage reactions except for knockback due to cumulative damage, only at the point of skill activation. So yeah, when Biosensor kicks in, any stun or heavy stagger or even knockdown will be cancelled, but build stun will not. Now, for Wave Rider mode. Still has emergency evasion. Still has the wing special cushioning. Still has anti-blast. That's good. You can't be knocked out of the air by being too close to something you blow up. Shock dampeners reduces or cancels stagger after being attacked. Does not apply to toppling attacks or tackles. So yeah, stun attacks you have a little bit of leeway with when you're in Wave Rider mode, but you can still get tackled or downswung out of it. Transform, of course. Transformation Optimizer. Reduces thruster gauge consumption when activating high-speed movement or transforming back to normal mode by 60%. Reduces thruster gauge consumption while moving by 25%. So yeah, you use less boost when boosting or when transforming. And also just makes the thruster gauge fill slower when you're just cruising as well. Ram attack. When transformed, high-speed movement damages any target collided with. Biosensor, same as the mobile suit mode version. And ram attack biosensor. Maintains high-speed movement while biosensor ability boost skill is active, boosting the power of ram attacks by 2,000. Also reduces hit points lost from damage by 50% while active. So yeah, I think maintains might supposed to be maintaining here. So if you stay boosting, you get these. But yeah, basically, Camille's final attack on Sirocco is what that's there for. Less damage while boosting, extra ram attack damage, and yeah. So, all right, we are going to take this out into the ravine and see what it's like. Let's see, I haven't put any parts on it, so this is the stock version. If you get it, obviously you'll be able to customize things, because that's, that's how that works. Okay, let's take a look and see how close it is to the regular Zeta Gundam in terms of performance. It moves fairly fast. I'm pretty sure it is a different model than the standard Zeta, because things look just a little bit sharper and more angular, especially on the legs. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. Okay, there's that. Not too bad. Hyper Mega Launcher, 2308, uncharged, charged, it is. This is against a support, so of course type disadvantage. Okay, it's got a Garo B, aka sustained damage type beam that looks like it cumulatively did about 4,200. Let's look at that again. Yes, that's not bad. Well, while I'm testing things, let me see if that is steerable once you start firing. We'll just go like this, and yes, it is. Very slow as all of those beams are, but it works. And also, much to my shock, since it's like 90% 90% heat just to fire it normally, the charged version consumes a lot less heat, or a lot less than I expected. It doesn't automatically overheat it. Grenades seem about in line with standard Zeta grenades. I want to say the Vulcans are a little faster. It's interesting. They're definitely good Vulcans, faster or not. But they definitely feel faster. Okay. So, let's see. Okay, the neutral swing is different. It's downwards. And just very vertical. I'm pretty sure that's not what the standard Zeta has. It's, you know, I haven't played that like in the last week, so my memory is bad, but, you know. Let's see what the downswing is like. Okay, it has that downswing. That is definitely different. Okay, it does still have the poke melee from neutral with the beam bayonet. That's important because that is a really good neutral. That's right. We'll go check out the rest on the Hama. Let's see. Left and downswing is... Okay, it's got the reverse downswing of the Zeta Gundam, Zeta Zaku version. It basically does the the original Zeta Gundam's downswing backwards, swing then lunge. So that's not bad. It's yeah, decent. Okay, let's look at transformation. Okay, that. Pretty good damage there. And it's... Yeah, I noticed that the speed is maxed out in high-speed movement mode, so yeah, it's pretty quick. 2,000 damage is the default, so should, at least against Hama, it should do 4,000 when in Biosensor, which we'll look at in a second. And... Oh yeah, I don't want to do that yet. I want to land next to it and see if it does splash damage. If so, not enough from that angle. I'll try it again after that recharges. And we'll also get a look at the direct damage, so that may take a couple of tries. In the meantime, let's see a tackle. Okay. Not a bad tackle. Couple of swings and a stab, so... I'm glad they've, you know, diversified the counter tackle animation a little bit, because some of those older animations are just kind of everywhere. And on everything. But, okay, so. Hyper Mega Launcher, the damage head-on is 2693. I'll wait for it to recharge and try it against the Cubile to take a look at the... see if it does have any splash damage. I'll just have to aim much closer to it. And okay, it's not done overheating yet, so I'll wait. Let's see, is there water back here? No. If there was, I might have been able to lay in the water, because if it totally covers me, I think that will cause the beam weapons to cool down faster. But okay, charged. Has a pretty good duration to its flight, I feel like. Okay, I'm not sure if that connected or not, but it does heavy stagger, so that's good to know. I'm going to try... It'll take me a little bit, but before I go into Biosensor, I want to take one more try and see if I can get like a definitive answer as to whether it has splash damage like the Beam Magnum does. But... I think that's going to take another few seconds to reload here. Sadly, I can't check it until I transform. It's ready. Okay. And okay, yeah, that you can see where that hit on the ground. You can see where that the Hama got hit and got heavy staggered. So that is our answer for that. It does have a minor amount of splash damage. I want to say that the splash area is smaller than the Beam Magnums, which makes sense, but I think it does actually have it. So now I'm in Biosensor. Let's see. 1677. Death. Let's land one of these grenades on the Cubile and see what that does. 594, that's not bad. Let's try out the Biosensor ram attack. 2,000, that's interesting. 2,000 again, yeah, so maybe I'm doing something wrong, or maybe that's not working properly, because it should be 4,000, so, you know, it said it should add 2,000 damage, so that's, you know, that's where that should be, since I was doing 2,000 damage before I went critical, so, but let's just get a more of a, you know, head on, okay, 4,000, so it kind of has a warm-up. You need to be, you need to be going a bit, I think, before it comes in. Yeah, 2,000 from that range, so, yeah, basically, it looks like it needs to be going long enough that they can see it coming. Which, not super great, but alternately, if you get way up in the sky and, you know, come down, that might work. Let's try that. Nope, 2,000 again. So, of course, I don't think the binders have 41. Maybe they do have 50%. Oh, now that the Q-Blaze, no, that the critical, its resonance skill only gives defense in against ranged attacks. That's why the Vulcans were only hitting for 41. But 4,000, yeah. So let's try it on the Hama Hama and see if, you know, less build-up means, you know, less damage, like I think. 2,000, yeah. Okay, yeah, so there's basically a run-up for it, and I'm not good at knowing that exact range yet. Okay, yeah, so the Zeta, I was curious to see if Biosensor altered any of its melee attacks. Does not seem to do. So, we've pretty much, I think, seen the run of it. Let's see. Should be a Q-Blade over here. I ran out of boost, so... And that happens to me a lot in a standard round when I'm trying to manage that as well, so... But... Yeah, just like the standard Zeta Gundam, its melee combo options are pretty considerable. As long as you don't run out of boost, you can just keep swinging on people and doing really, really good damage. So, yeah. I hope I can get this on my regular accounts, because, boy, I do like the Zeta Gundam, and this is, you know, just slightly stronger Zeta Gundam with a cool extra sub-weapon. I was kind of hoping that, you know, we'd get a Zeta that had the Hyper Mega Launcher that wasn't necessarily support. I'd also like to see us get a raid version of the normal Zeta that has the Biosensor Beam Saber attack. That would complete that triangle, and then we've got the other two Zeta types from Gundam Evolved to finish this one. There's the gold one, which I think is called the Gray Zeta, which is piloted by Shin Matsunaga, I think. Not sure on that. I can never remember who the pilots of those are. But there's one red one and one gold one. And I am perfectly fine with getting those as well, because I always like those Gundam Evolved Zetas. And the kits, of course, are, you know, generally P-Bandai and expensive. This one I think there might be some other versions of, because they're, before Gundam Evolved, it was part of, a Zeta in this basic design was part of the Green Divers ride, which, I forget what other suit designs come from that. Okay, yeah, against a general, significantly more damage. Before we stop, let's see if I'm sure there's a raid on this map somewhere. Let me find it. Okay, yeah, so, let me look at that again. Okay, it's when the thrusters go all out that you are in ram mode. And here's a Humberby, so let's blow that's legs off before we stop. Just to see what kind of damage we get with type advantage. 6644, that is a major improvement. The grenades, once you're in Biosensor, do about 789 apiece. And 3848 from the neutral, and then 34 from the combo. And yeah, you can catch that with the lower left end of the swing as you go by. Yeah, you see where it just sparked the ground there? Yeah, that's basically your hitbox. let's see if we can put a more specific point on that just for my own curiosity. Find relatively flat space. Oh, here's some very flat space. Okay, flat and recognizable space. So, yeah, this looks good. Helps if I actually, like, swing the weapon instead of boosting, but, you know. Okay, yeah, so you can see that those little, like, pebbles or whatever ahead, that's about where your downswing will strike if you start from here. So, it's about, what, a couple of mobile suit lengths ahead into your lower left? Yeah, that sounds right. Meanwhile, this just hits everything. Hits everything in ahead of you, hits everything around you. So that's one, of course, be very careful around your team. It could cause problems. But yeah, that... Oh, also, let's check base damage on the Hyper Mega Launcher. Also, can you use it while prone? You cannot. Yeah, you switch back to the standard beam rifle while prone. Alright, and... it's some damage. Yeah, okay, that is the Zeta 3A type, aka the White Unicorn. And that is gonna do it for this test drive. We will be back soon with more. Till next time, everybody take care and have fun. Later!